Okay, this is the American Contractor. Today is May 29th, 2017. Got a great article here. Syrian Army will ignore U.S. Air Force border fight threat. Now, if you past videos you've been watching, I've been telling you about where the United States has dropped leaflets and warning people to stay away from the Al-Tanif base that they got set up. Also, in a previous video, I told you that U.S. and U.K. forces, actually it's my last video, and I told you that the U.S. and half of the U.S., half of the U.K. have abandoned a base or evacuated a base, and they moved back into Jordan and then back into Iraq. At the same time, they were dropping leaflets saying, hey, stay away 55 kilometers from our base, or else you'll be engaged. Now, the Syrian Army has published will ignore all U.S. Air Force border fight threat. Syria's armed forces made clear yesterday, which was Monday, today, that they will not obey U.S. Air Force instructions to halt military operations near the Tanif border crossing with Iraq. And an Army officer told Al-Masdar News that despite the U.S. Air Force dropping leaflets over Syrian Army positions in the southeast Homs at the weekend, Army units will continue fighting against Free Syrian Army, FSA, and ISIS militants until the entire Iraqi border with southeast Syria is sealed. So the Syrian Army is advancing along with Hezbollah, the militia backed by Iranians, also other militia units are trying to seal the southern border there between Jordan, Syria and Iraq. They're trying to seal this border off. But the United States is telling them, hey, we're operating in this area, you need to stay clear. Let's get back to the article. Quote, any movement toward Tanif will be considered hostile and we will defend our forces. This is the United States-led coalition that says in their leaflet. The Syrian officer, added that the Russian military is deeply embedded with the Syrian army and their allies in southeast Homs and is backing continued operations. So along with Hezbollah, the militants being backed by Iranians, the militias that are also fighting with the Syrian army, they're fighting ISIS, getting rid of the terrorists. You also have Russian soldiers that are also embedded with these units. So if we bomb them, then we have going to bomb Syrian army, you're going to bomb Hezbollah, terrorists, which, they're terrorists, right? We'll just don't worry about that one. And then, but you'll hit and, bomb Russian soldiers that are embedded with the Syrian army. So that's going to be a big problem. Government forces greatly outnumber the Western-backed FSA in the region, and U.S. allies also do not have the backing of the Iraqi government or the Shia Popular Mobilization Units, PMUs, that operate both in Iraq desert area west of Mosul and alongside Syrian government forces in southeast Homs. They're saying that U.S. allies don't have no support between these units. I don't know what to call them. They call them the militia units, the units, PMUs. They're just backed by, not by the Iraqi government, but by different allegiance, maybe Iranians, different imams in the Iraq areas. But we'll just see what's going to happen. U.S. warplanes hit pro-Syrian government's Palestinian fighters on the May 18th on the pretext that they posed a threat to U.S. troops and allied rebels near the border with Jordan. That happened on May 18th. Well, we warned them. They fired a couple of shots. This is in Syria now. The United States warned them, fired a couple of shots, and then we decimated them. They went back. They withdrew further into Syria to get away from the Al-Tanif border region where the U.S., UK, are also the French. If you noticed the reports the other day, French were also moving into Syria. Syrian army and allied paramilitary forces continued their successful campaign in the eastern Aleppo countryside yesterday afternoon, breaking through ISIS defenses and capturing the Ras al-Lalan village and its surroundings, heightening the pressure on the ISIS stronghold of Maskana. Well, that's it for this video right here. This is going to be very interesting to see what happens. What will be the United States Air Force response if you're going to shoot a missile and it could endanger Syrian army lives, Russian lives, not worried about the Hezbollah lives, right? We're not worried about Hezbollah, terrorist organization. We're not worried about them. So we'll just see what happens. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I need 10 thumbs up. Google is still censoring my videos, which I don't really care. But we're gonna still continue on with the mission to make videos to inform the public what's going on in Syria. Like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel.